James, the big news this morning is that Liverpool have rejected a bid for Luis Suarez from Arsenal. Tell us a little bit more about what you know.
Yeah, they certainly have. We know that an offer was tabled towards the back end of last week in the region of £30 million, and quite clearly it was rejected out of hand. Liverpool's stance hasn't wavered throughout this summer-long saga. They don't want to sell Luis Suarez, and they didn't even entertain the offer from Arsenal. I mean, certainly not at 30 million. I think even if Suarez was to submit a transfer request, which he hasn't done, and was desperately trying to force through a move, I think we're looking at 45, 50 million for Liverpool to even consider that. So no, it was a strange move, because I think obviously all summer Liverpool have been braced for interest in Suarez, and they were expecting that first approach to come from Real Madrid, with the player having made it abundantly clear that that was his preferred destination. And it's a strange one when you think that he came out and said that one of his main reasons for wanting to move on was his treatment at the hands of the UK press and how his family was suffering in England. So the idea of moving to Arsenal doesn't really fit with that. I mean, there's absolutely no indication whatsoever that Suarez is interested in Arsenal whatsoever. I think it was news to him as well, this development. But like we said, rejected out of hand, and Liverpool certainly aren't interested in discussing any possible transfer of Arsenal on this one.
But there's some suggestion as well that maybe this is a long game from Arsenal and Real Madrid in order to try and secure other transfers.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's because it's a very odd one, because Arsenal couldn't seriously think that they'd be able to prize Suarez away for around 30 million, and it doesn't really fit in with the way Wenger tends to do his business. But yeah, I think the indications are that obviously Arsenal have been in dialogue with Real Madrid for some time now, trying to sign Higuain, the Argentina striker, and that one's dragged on a bit. So you just wonder whether they've put in this offer to Liverpool as a kind of shot across the bows to Real Madrid, as if to say, look, unless you get this deal done, we're looking at other options. It'd be interesting to see what happens on that. But yeah, I think it's the thought of Suarez going to Arsenal is just it's just not going to happen, because from the players' point of view it doesn't make sense, and from the club's point of view as well, because I think if they did have to reluctantly sell, there's no question they'd rather he went abroad rather than to one of their domestic rivals.
Yeah, he has said though in foreign press that he would like to leave Liverpool. We've not heard the last of this, have we?
No, yeah, I think it's going to drag on throughout the summer. I think Liverpool, they've tried to make it clear that they're not going to allow it to drag on, because they've said that they certainly don't want to find themselves in a situation like they were with Fernando Torres back in January 2011, whereby he pushed through a transfer to Chelsea very late on deadline day, and Liverpool had very little time to spend that money, and as we know, it was wasted on Andy Carroll. And I think if Suarez does go, they'll want this wrapped up by the end of the month, so that at least then they've got the whole of August to spend it wisely. But I think Liverpool's stance hasn't changed. Suarez isn't for sale. They don't want to sell him, but it'd be interesting to see how Real Madrid react to this news, because there's no question that Liverpool have been expecting an approach from Real Madrid. They haven't had one yet, and we wonder whether Arsenal have got the ball moving on this one. It'd be interesting to see what happens next.